Alright guys, welcome back to the Flat Chat. So today what we're going to do is our Premier League awards of the season. Do you want to run through the awards?
Yeah, run through the awards quickly. Of course, we're going to have the simple one, who we think will be the player of the season, the top goal scorer, the flop of the season, the surprise of the season. So that could be a team, it could be a manager, it could be a player. Simple. And we're going to have the manager of the season and the sack race. So the manager who thinks we're going to get sacked first. So yeah, I think 6 simple awards. There's going to be things like signing of the season, but of course the transfer window's not closed yet. So we'll discuss that in a later video. Yeah. So without further ado, we're going to start with who we think is going to be the player of the season.
Do you know why I'll leave that to last? The best award for last.
Yeah. So do you want to start with?
We'll start with top goal scorer.
Top goal scorer.
Yeah.
For me, that's pretty simple, but there are a few candidates.
Okay.
There are a few candidates, but I think I can't look past Mo Salah. I just think I think you said in one of the previous videos how he just looks on fire again. He looks like at his best. I just expect him to get as many goals as he would. I don't think the introduction of Darwin Núñez is going to affect how many goals he gets. I think he's still going to be really.
It'll probably affect his assists more than it will his goals, because he will probably get more assists, I think.
Perhaps. I mean, he's got a lot last season. Yeah. But I think you could be right with that. I think actually having Darwin Núñez will then mean that a player like Trent will get better, more assists from having a Darwin Núñez in there. Because he can put the ball into the box a wee bit more than you would. I know Jota is good in the air, to be fair. Surprisingly,
he's not a big boy.
He's not a big man, no. For me, Salah, I think he's going to do it. I can't see past him.
I think that is an easy decision.
Are you going with Salah as well?
Salah as well. I think it just looks too good.
Yeah. That's the thing. You just don't want to seem foolish by not saying Salah. Yeah. That's what I think.
It's going to be a 3-horse race, I think, between Salah, Haaland and Kane.
Right.
But
are you discounting Son then?
I don't know. I think Kane will get more goals this season than Son. I think Richarlison coming in will play in the wing more, and I think Perisic as well is another bit of cover for Son.
And there's still obviously Kulusevski there as well. There's more options. I think Richarlison could play up front though.
He could.
I think he could be onto one there. I think Kane, being who he is, will play more minutes by the end of the season than Son will.
Yeah.
And I do get that. Kane is an interesting one, but I don't know what could happen with him. He could honestly get 30 goals this season. But
if Haaland as well was guaranteed to play 38 games like Salah is, I would have said Haaland. Yeah. But he will be a subject of Pep roulette.
Of course. I know. That's why I'm not touching him in fantasy at the moment. I'm waiting to see how often he's benched. Because obviously Alvarez could play. But
sometimes they might play Foden there as well. Yeah. You just never know with Pep.
You also never know. He could be injured. He's had serious injury issues in the last few years, and he still scores a barrel load of goals. Yeah. Granted, in the Bundesliga, I know your thoughts on the Bundesliga for scoring goals. But I think Haaland will be up there. I think he will be up there, but I don't think he'll win it. I think Kane's more likely to win it than Haaland, personally. But Salah, for me, will definitely win it, if I'm honest. Anyone else you think could be in around there other than...
I think they will be the top 3.
No one else?
I mean, Son probably will be in and around there. Yeah. I don't see any other player being in and amongst it.
Ronaldo, I don't think...
He's not going to play every game again.
With Chelsea, I don't think they've got an out-and-out striker.
No,
I don't think Sterling, I don't think he'll be close to it. And even with Arsenal, with Jesus, I think they'll share out the goals much more than you expect.
I forgot Jesus. He's maybe in the category just below the top.
Yeah,
4.
He's not there. But yeah, I think we're both in agreement there with Salah. On to, I think we'll go with who we think is going to be the surprise player of the season.
Okay.
I'll let you start with this one.
I think you'll be happy with who I'm going to say here.
A surprise, okay.
I think Gabriel Martinelli.
I thought him. People were saying that this will be the actual breakout season for him, and I would love if that was the case, because that suggests we're doing something right.
I think the chemistry between him and Jesus, from what I saw in pre-season, is very tasty. Yep. I think he's going to have a very good season. He's probably going to be your starting left winger, would you say?
Probably, yeah.
I think he will be. and I think Smith Rowe will play more in Europe. I think Martinelli is incredibly dangerous coming off the wing, especially when he's cutting in and shooting. And Jesus will score a lot of tap-ins from his from goalkeepers saving his shots. I think. I just think he will cause a lot of issues for teams this season. It reminds me of Diaz.
Oh, I see that.
But he's just a bit younger. And this will be, in my opinion, his breakout season.
I completely. I want to agree with you. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be good, really good, actually. I think another thing you've not even mentioned there is, I think the addition of Sinchenko is very interesting. Because that Sinchenko, even in yesterday's game, the positions he was picking up, I've never seen a fullback play so centrally. He's in the centre of midfield, almost on the right hand side, doing what he would do at Man City, I can sell.
Yeah, because Arteta was the understudy Pep.
And how that affects Martinelli is Martinelli has then got all that space out wide to have himself. Even with the way Xhaka, where the positions he was taking up, kind of covering in that left back position. Just the way it's all moving, and it's the space it's creating in behind for Martinelli. I think you could be right there with Martinelli.
I think Martinelli's most dangerous as well when he does have the space, because he is so explosive. Like, he will just drive past defenders if he's given the room to do it. And he's a bit tougher now as well. He's had to. I think he will be very good this season.
I rate the shout. Of course I do. I'm an Arsenal fan. I had a few thoughts. I did think Alvarez could be an interesting one because he might be better than what we expect. I thought that was too easy to go for a player at the top, one of the top teams. But as I said, I do rate the Martinelli shout. I've gone for an interesting one. It's just a player I've had my eye on for quite a wee while, and it's Fulham signing Solomon.
Okay.
I think he will be very, very good this year.
From Israel?
Yeah, I think he'll be very, very good in the Premier League.
Do you think he's one of the main reasons that they will stay up?
Yeah, I think he is. I really think he's that good.
I think he is good as well. Where's he from? Shakhtar Donetsk?
Shakhtar, yeah. He's a great player. He causes problems. He loves a goal.
He'll set up Mitrovic a lot as well.
He will. I think he's going to be excellent this year.
Yeah. I like the shout.
Yeah, I didn't want to go for an easy pick, an Alvarez or something like that. I just think Solomon's going to be excellent this year. He's going to, as you said, Mitrovic. He will set him up. He's tough. He's good at dribbling. As I said, he's got an eye for a goal. And it's just serious. He's caused Scotland a few problems, that's for sure, in the last few years. And maybe that's where I'm getting a wee bit biased from because I've seen him play that well.
Israel have played Scotland about 40 times in the last 3 years.
It's ridiculous. But Manor Solomon at Fulham, for me, I think will be a surprise player. I think he will keep them up. One of the reasons anyway. So we've done our flop of the season. We've done our top goal scorer.
No, we've not done flop.
We'll do flop now.
Okay.
We'll do flop of the season now. Who do you think, or what do you think, is the flop of the season?
I think Leicester are going to be the flop of the season.
Right, okay. And why do you think that?
They've just not signed anyone. Then I just don't see how they're going to finish top 10. The only shining light for them is Maddison. But there was rumours again the other day that he might be leaving. Right. Newcastle bid 40 million and they turned it down, but Newcastle are...
They're not going to get it for 40 million.
Yeah, Newcastle are thinking of going in with an improved bid. If they lose Maddison, I think they're in trouble.
Yeah, I think there's another one. Wesley Fofana has linked with Chelsea.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they might sell these players for a good chunk of money and then replace them. But again, that creates the problem of integrating new players into a team.
And we can't predict the future, unfortunately. This is right now.
Where do you think that? Obviously, you're saying it's a flop of the season. Where do you think that puts them then? Where do you think they'll finish?
I still think they'll finish 13th.
But that is a flop.
That is a flop.
How Leicester have been for the last few years.
They've been a top 8 team for 10 years now.
Yeah, no. Only a few years out of it. Genuinely. I think they could be a flop of the season. I still think they will be in the top half, which is why I've not got them as a flop of the season.
Brendan Rodgers is a good manager.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I can definitely get behind the idea of Leicester being a flop. I've also gone for a team.
Okay.
And I've talked about them already in one of the earlier videos. I get Chelsea. I don't like what I'm seeing with Chelsea. I mean, actually, no, I love what I'm seeing with Chelsea because they've been terrible in pre-season. Again, I know it's pre-season, but They don't look good.
It's all we can base our opinions on.
Yeah, exactly. And the signings they've made, and they've struggled with their signings. I know they've made 2 good signings, but for Chelsea, guess what? All you've really done is replace 2 players you had before.
Yeah.
They've not actually improved. I know Lukaku coming out, they haven't actually gone in and replaced him with a striker. They've brought in a good player for the wide areas, which means that what they're going to do is probably get rid of Timo Werner. They're probably going to get rid of these players, and then that still leaves Havertz playing up front.
Was Werner not linked to Real Madrid today?
He was he?
Yeah, I think he was.
There you go. They're replacing Lukaku with Sterling, and they're losing players. Same with at the back. They've lost Christensen, they've lost Rudiger.
They're probably going to lose Azpilicueta.
He's not getting any younger. Yeah. Exactly. Alonso might go, apparently. And they brought in Koulibaly. Like, they haven't actually improved. They have just, stabilised.
Yeah.
And I think with the other teams around them improving, that's why I think they'll be a flop of the season.
I think them not finishing top 4 is a flop, which is why
especially 6th. They could be 7th. I don't know.
That's why I am behind your idea that they are flop of the season.
Oh, they could be.
Yeah.
They could be. There was a few I thought about. I thought Wolves could be. I think Wolves could actually really struggle and be down at the bottom. But I don't have enough to base that off yet.
I'm surprised you haven't said Leeds as well.
No, because I think they're at the flop of the season. They'll be around about 70.
A flop for them is going down though, because they're that big.
I know, but they haven't. But they've only just been back in it. It doesn't feel as much of a flop because I expected this. I expected this as of last season. But I understand it would be a flop for them to go down.
Yeah.
It's just not my flop of the season. I think we'll look at managers next and who we think will be the manager of the season.
Okay. I think it's just an easy decision.
As to who wins it?
It's going to be Pep again.
Yeah. Well, again, did he win it last year?
Well, he should have won it last year.
Yeah.
He's just the best manager in the world. There's nothing else you can really say.
Yeah, I've got Pep as well.
Yeah. There was actually a really good TikTok I saw today about it was to do with like possession and pass maps, and Man City's was genuinely art. It was symmetrical. It was just beautiful to look at. I'll try and get it on the screen if I can.
That'd be great, I want to see that as well.
And every other team's was an absolute mess. But his was just perfectly symmetrical. It was crazy.
They can do that, they can shoot so much of the ball because they've got the best players. The best footballers. They might not be the best in their position, but he makes them that. Yeah. And that's what makes him so great. I know he's got a lot of money, but he buys players that will fit a system, not just players that the general public think are good, like a Man United are doing, like I think even Chelsea are doing now.
Yeah. As we said in our Who Are You Taking vid, it's not Pep's fault that he has these players to work with. But that cannot go against his favour. He still has to manage these.
It's definitely something that if he's in an argument with one of the other top managers, it's definitely something that it's a gripe.
It feels
but
like
it's not
scoring.
Yeah, a wee bit. Oh yeah, a wee bit. But I still think Pep will win it, and rightfully so. On to something about a negative then. Who do you think will get sacked first this season?
I think Steven Gerrard will be the first manager.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I thought about him. I definitely thought about him. But I think they'll keep on to him a wee bit more. They've backed him quite a bit, and I don't think they'll just give up on him quite yet. He's not been there even a full season yet. But what do you think?
I just think they've spent a lot of money this season, this summer. He's lost Michael Beale, which is a big factor because he is very good tactically. We've never seen Gerrard manage without him. Like, this could be an issue where Michael Beale was the tactical genius behind Steven Gerrard, who was the man manager. I just don't see a future for Gerrard at Villa. I just don't think they're going to perform to how good they want Gerrard to perform.
Yeah, well, because they need to do something. They need to break into the top 10 with how much they're spending. The signings they're making are good.
And if they have a bad start to the season, I think Villa will just say, we'll just get them out and get a more established manager in.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well, with me, I'm kind of similar to that. Mine's Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
I think because they sacked Frank Lampard, Everton escaped the relegation race. That's what I think. I think they'll sack him early enough so that won't matter. I don't know about it. I know that Everton fans won't want to hear this because he's their hero right now.
Yeah.
He is. He technically saved them. You know, he saved them from going down. But I don't think he's ready yet for this. And I know I say that, it sounds a bit silly me saying that because Arteta's probably not ready to do what he's doing. And I'm an Arsenal fan and I still back him. But with Frank Lampard, it's just...
Lampard's had a good few seasons in the Prem now, though. Because he was with Chelsea.
There you go. That says it, though. That says it all. I mean, he's been in the Premier League for a few years now, and I'm not seeing him tactically getting better.
Yeah.
And I think that Everton are just such a crazy board.
He seems like a good manager.
Oh, he's a good...
The same as Gerrard, I think.
I really like Lampard. I think he comes off great in interviews. I think he's hilarious. He's just that's top guy. That's not what makes a great manager. And I think he may go. There's a few others it could be. A lot of people say Marco Silva, which could be an option.
The Wolves manager as well.
Wolves manager Lage, yeah. Even who else we got? Tuchel. But the problem with that is there's no Abramovich.
Yeah.
To
bankroll
to just sack him. You know how ruthless he was. I don't think the other top six
Eddie
could be anything about it. Could be because he's not fulfilling expectation that Newcastle want this early, but I think they'll be patient with him. I think they will.
I think it will.
I don't think they'll finish low enough to be perfectly honest. Who else is that? Who's Bournemouth? Scott Parker?
I don't know.
No.
Again, they're expecting to go down. They might just try and keep him and then say rebuild this.
Get his back in again. Yeah, could make sense.
Unless he gets scudded every week and then they have to sack him.
Yeah, fair enough.
It will be probably one of those that we've named.
Yeah, I think it probably will as well. Okay, so our final category is who we think will be the Premier League's player of the season.
Yeah.
I've gone bowling, but I want to hear what you've got said.
I went Salah.
You've went Salah?
Yeah.
Well, I've gone Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh.
So I thought I'd give, in my list I didn't give anyone the same award. Any award. I didn't go for the same player in any awards. So I didn't have Salah in this one because I have him in the top goal scorer category, which might be wrong of me, but I thought Kevin De Bruyne could have had it last year, and I think he will this year. I think it'll be excellent, especially with having a Haaland in there. I think he'll get even more assists.
I don't like when a player gets player of the season and they haven't won the league, but I think Salah's just going to be ridiculous this season and he's just going to get it anyway.
Again?
Yeah, he's just going to score 20 plus goals again in the season. He's going to get at least 10 assists again. He just is the best player in the league, really.
I mean, yeah, it probably is, but he's so efficient.
Yeah. He's
so efficient. He works really well in that system. But for me, Kevin De Bruyne is just magic. He's so good. He leads by example. I think he's just excellent. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Salah. It's between the two of them, personally. Unless
a player gets a ridiculous amount of goals, like
it could be a Kane. Yeah. Could be a Kane. If it isn't one of those big guys, do you think there's anyone that could make it into that conversation?
Haaland.
Do you think Haaland could be?
I mean, he could if he scores a lot of goals. Luis
Diaz, yeah, interesting. Trent, even?
Would
you consider a Trent or a Van Dijk?
And another one that I was considering was Cancelo.
I thought about him, but I thought, nah.
If they get a left back in, maybe not, because it becomes Pep Roulette again.
Yeah.
But as it stands, he is going to play every game.
He could play right back though.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
And I'll name a player outside of the top three teams as well. Sinchenko.
As player of the season?
No, not player. The best player out with the top three teams, in my opinion.
Would that maybe be a surprise player of the season then?
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I think Sinchenko is going to have a very good season.
I think you might be right. I hope you're right.
Because he can play two positions. He can play left back and centre mid.
I think he'll predominantly play at left back.
Yeah, but he's going to play a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I think he's just an unbelievable footballer.
Well, again, we've seen him play against Scotland and he was excellent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he played central mid that game. So that's our predicted awards for the Premier League season 2022-2023.
Yes.
If you've enjoyed, leave us a like. Leave us your comments as well, what you'd like to see, and of course your awards. And thank you for listening, guys.